Hello and welcome to class today. In this lesson, we shall try to understand the use of past tense in English. We'll try to understand what the past tense is, how we use regular and irregular verbs in the past. We're going to form negative sentences and ask questions in the past tense, okay? Very easy. The past tense helps us to talk about things that happened yesterday, events that happened last week, experiences from long ago. If something already happened and is finished, that action is finished, we use the past simple. For example, I walked to work yesterday. She watched a movie. They played football. So let's focus and learn how it works. Part 1 here. So most verbs we use in English are called regular verbs. We just add D or ED to show the past tense, how they're used. Okay. For example, walk becomes walked. Play becomes played. Clean becomes cleaned. Watch becomes watched. There is another lesson on my channel, how to pronounce the ED. So focus on that one as well too, okay? Just have a look and practice. So example sentences, I played football yesterday. She cleaned her room last week. We watched a movie last night, okay? So there are spelling rules for this. If the verb ends in E, just add D. So love, L-O-V-E, becomes loved, L-O-V-E-D. Dance becomes danced, D-A-N-C-E-D. Just add D, okay? If the verb ends in a consonant plus Y, we change the Y and add I to ED. So study becomes studied, S-T-U-D-I-E-D. Carry becomes C-A-R-R-I-E-D, carried, okay? Now, irregular verbs are a world unto their own. Some people ask why we have these. If you study English language, you'll understand that the language goes back like 2,000 years, and there are still elements of the original Germanic language in the English that we use now, okay? These are rules that don't follow the ED rules. They're called irregular verbs, and you just have to learn these. The best way you can do this, and the way that I teach this, is you go online, get yourself a list of irregular verbs in English, and instead of trying to learn them all, just take a block of 10, the first 10, and learn them, test yourself. Once you get them all right, choose the next 10 and do the same process, rinse and repeat and do the same process. There are quite a few of them to learn, so just focus like this, okay? So examples of this were see, saw, and what I suggest doing is when you're learning these, learn the 3 parts of the verb. So you've got the present simple, past simple, and the past participle. It's easier to learn them all 3 together, okay? So for example, you have see, saw, seen, have, had, make, made, made, take, took, taken, come, came, come. Example sentences for this are, I went to the park yesterday. She ate pizza last week. They saw a dog walking in the park. We had a great time. Just practice these. That's the best way you can do is just practice, practice, practice. Write yourself sentences and practice reading them, okay? Now, in negative sentences, to make the past a negative sentence, we use did not or contracted to didn't, okay? Example, I did not walk to school today. She didn't eat pizza last night. They didn't go home. Take note, we don't say she didn't went, okay? You use the main verb in the present simple tense, okay? So instead of saying she didn't went, you should say she didn't go. After did, we always use the base form of the verb, okay? Right, part 4, asking questions in the past. To ask a question in the past, we use did plus the subject plus the base form of the verb. Example, did you play football yesterday? Don't say, did you played football yesterday? Did you go to school last week? Not, did you went to school last week? Did they watch the movie last night? Not, did they watched the movie last night, okay? So we have short answers for this, yes I did or no I didn't. Again, after did, you use the base form of the verb. Very easy, quite simple, okay? Just practice. For time expressions, showing us about the past, we can use this morning if we're in the afternoon, or we can use the afternoon or this morning if we're in the evening. But generally, yesterday, last night, last week, last year, 2 days ago, once upon a time, in 2020. So for examples here, I visited my grandmother last week. She started school in 2018. They finished the project 2 days ago. Okay, it's quite easy. If you want a practice activity, try to make a sentence. Use the word play and tell me about something that you did in the past. Use go. Tell me about something you did in the past. Watch. Try not to use you or try to talk about someone else. What did they watch in the past? Okay, so you can do these. Just practice, 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 and give you some examples. Okay, I played games until midnight last night. Last year, I went on holiday to the beach. Last weekend, I watched an excellent movie. I really enjoyed it. This morning, I ate some toast and jam for breakfast. Okay. Last month, I studied for a new course. Okay. Right. Good job, everyone. Just practice, practice, practice. So today you learned about regular verbs and adding ed. Irregular verbs, please take time to learn these. Negatives, using did not and the base verb. Questions using did, the subject and the base verb. The past tense helps us to talk about finished actions. Remember, they're finished. If the action has been done before but still has an effect to now, then that's the present perfect tense, and that will be part of the next class. Okay, so enjoy today's class. Practice, practice, practice. I look forward to seeing you next time. Please take time to practice because practice does make perfect. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.